This might sound strange, but I'll still say it anyway. See, when you're praying for someone, your partner, your friend, your husband, your wife, your spouse, your parent, or child, you're going to be stuck in a box that I call spiritual wishful thinking. If you're a believer or you want to be a believer, you're going to find this video very interesting and educative. We're going to go outside the context of marriage now. You can't convert someone through your prayers. You can't change someone through your prayers. If you're talking about the salvation of your soul, it can only be done by individual. So what I want to explain here is that if you have a partner that is struggling with some things, it is the responsibility of that partner to change their ways. Let me put it this way. If I am struggling with forgiveness, if I struggle with forgiving my partner, my friend, or anybody, that cannot be rectified by your prayer. If you like, spend 40 days and 40 nights on the mountain praying that I should forgive somebody. It's not going to work. That's not how it works. And that is the same thing when you are talking about converting someone or talking about salvation of someone's soul. You can't do it on behalf of someone. You can't pray on behalf of someone to be saved from their life of sin. It doesn't work that way. That is spiritual wishful thinking. Your partner is not accountable. Your partner prefers to keep malice or be resentful to you, and you are going to the altar, you are going to the mountain or anywhere to pray about it that your partner should change. It cannot work that way. The only way it can work is if that particular person see the need to change. If I don't see the need to change, or I don't see myself the way you put it, this is how I'm just going to be. I'm not going to do anything. Nothing's going. If you pray for 1 year, nothing will happen. In this video, I'm going to explain some things for you. There is something called sequence, a process. If you want to be saved from your life of sin as a believer or as somebody who wants to be a believer, you will have to first acknowledge that you're a sinner, right? If I don't acknowledge that I'm a sinner, there is no way I can be saved from my life of sin. There's no way I can do, nothing can happen. So the first step is acknowledgement. Now, coming back to the marital context, if you are that spouse, you are that partner that don't forgive easily, you have to first acknowledge that, yes, you don't forgive easily. You have issues with that. You struggle with that. You see, that is the first step to that breakthrough, irrespective of whether somebody is praying about it for you or not. If you acknowledge that you struggle with forgiveness, you struggle with accountability, you struggle with transparency, you struggle with things, you have already acknowledged that, yes, these are your limitations and your weaknesses. The next thing will be to confess it, right? Talk about it, and then on and on, you can now pray about it yourself. Lord, make it easy for me to forgive my partner. Lord, make it easy for me to forgive my friends. Lord, make it easy for me to forgive my parents. You've acknowledged, you've confessed, you want it. There is a strong desire. There is sincerity in what you are doing. That will work. They will not do it. No, your partner will not do it for you. Nobody will do that for you. What you are supposed to do yourself, you must do it yourself for there to be a change. And that takes me to this particular verse in the Bible that says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sin and heal their land. If you look at that verse very well, it reeks of process. It reeks of sequence. One come before the other. Humility. Without humility, you cannot recognize your limitation and your weakness. Without humility, you cannot accept that you struggle with forgiveness. Without humility, I cannot accept that I struggle with accountability with my spouse. So you realize that this is not about a gender war kind of thing. This is not whether, it's for some kind of gender or that. If you fit into that category, fix yourself up. Whether you're a male or you're a female, that's the only way it can work. This means that spiritual wishful thinking do not do anybody any good. In fact, it adds to your stress. You rather focus on what works and hope for the best. I'll see you around.